Dylan, it's been a very long time. First of all, your initial reaction, euphoria, delight, happiness when you found out there would be a second NFL team for the LA Times to go ahead and cover.
Oof. I mean, honestly, like the first one, I'm not really sure how much the city wanted. There wasn't like a real ton of interest, and it almost feels like I think we've become like the NFL's trash bin, where it's kind of like, okay, well, we're threatening to move a team, and okay, you're not going to build us a stadium, fine, we'll just throw them in Los Angeles. And that's kind of, I think, what it feels like. It's not so much like, I think the feel isn't that, okay, these teams really want to come here, as much as like, well, we're coming here because kind of we have to, because our efforts to extort this other city failed.
I don't understand that, because when it was announced that the Rams were the team that were moving to Los Angeles a year ago, I mean, I'm not sure there were parades, there were rallies, there were hundreds, thousands of fans gathering together. 45,000 people bought season tickets like in 24 hours. Are you surprised the reaction then turned lukewarm only in the first year?
No, because the team was bad, and I think that LA is kind of one of these weird cities, and I think it's very kind of telling that, in the home opener, the LA Times, we sent like 15 reporters out there. And the most read story was about the price gouging for the parking, that there was like this lot charging like $200 or whatever. And that was the most read story on the website. So, LA is kind of viewed it as this kind of cultural phenomenon rather than an actual like football team, and I think that once like kind of the novelty of like, okay, football's back, once that kind of wore off, I think the whole thing kind of slowed down because there weren't really that many personalities on the team with, that fans could connect with, and I think that was kind of a problem, it wasn't like the most interesting team. And keep in mind, like the Rams had the benefit of being on Hard Knocks, right? Their personalities were out there and they still couldn't really make that kind of connection, In LA, you need personality, and for the better or worse, like right now, I'm trying to think, like, Yasiel Puig is probably still like the most popular athlete in Los Angeles, even though he's, a 260 hitter right now. That's what he is, but you kind of need personality in addition to performance, and they had neither.
The Chargers have belonged to you, to Los Angeles now for 3 months. What's been the early impact of the Los Angeles Chargers?
I mean, we complained about it for about a week, and then we kind of forgot about it, to tell you the truth. I mean, it's really not kind of factored in anything. I think, if anything, probably the biggest news, to be honest, is the fact that, I guess, recently one of my colleagues, Nathan Fennell, reported that the Clippers were talking to the Chargers about possibly building an arena on that property. And that's probably like the biggest story. Basketball is kind of more popular in LA right now. Yeah, but besides that, I don't think anybody's really that excited. I think they're kind of looking at this as Rams light almost.
Even the worst NFL teams don't get accustomed to playing in front of 25,000, 30,000, 40,000. How strange do you think it's going to be for an NFL team to play in front of 25,000 fans?
Well, it's either going to be really cool or like really lame, and I still am not sure which one it is, because it's a good venue for soccer, actually. It's a 25,000 seat soccer stadium. I think they're going to expand it out to about 30. If they fill it up, I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm guessing, though, that, prices, I mean, it's not, that's the other thing, too, right? Just kind of where we are, like, economically as a city right now. Like, I'm not really so sure that people are going to be willing to pay these types of prices to go watch football, especially especially if it's bad football. And if it's half empty, that's going to be a really bad look.
Well, Dylan, thank you for the time. I'm really looking forward to reading your next story on the Chargers parking situation.
Well, thank you. I'm sure I'll have something.